Welcome, everyone, to this special episode of Conversations with Dr. Cybersecurity. I am Dr. Mansur Hasib, and tonight we have a special reunion of several previous guests. Jessica Boyer, Korinne Jackman, and Jesse Qurollo have come back to share some interesting things they have learned in the last few weeks. We also have a live audience with us, and they will be participating every now and then. It's a live show, so anything could happen. So, friends, what do you have to share with us tonight?
All right, everybody, here's what I learned. So a major university made the following press release, and I quote, "After careful consideration, the university decided to work with its cyber insurance provider to pay a fee to ransomware attacker. This was done as a proactive and preventative step to ensure information was not released on the internet."
Hey, Jessica, what happened?
Oh, that's painful.
Oh, just thinking about that makes my kidney stones hurt.
But to me, it's very interesting because how might paying the ransom prevent and ensure non-disclosure when you are dealing with criminals?
We promise, we cross our hearts and hope to die and pinky swear. Does that work?
Perhaps hoping to die.
The ethics. If you can't trust a fix, what can you trust?
Oh my God. I suppose that makes sense.
But again, it doesn't make sense. We have 8 to 5 Monday through Friday call centers. They have 24/7 call centers. Excellent customer service. So why would we be paying our people every day to work when we pay them a big payout check for such coverage?
Rumor has it, and you know how I feel about rumors, but rumor has it that the cyber bosses are getting them to sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement.
That must be using some great magic, paper and ink.
It's invisible.
It's invisible.
You have to use lemon juice so you can see it.
Well, reputation is everything, isn't it? If they don't keep the promise, nobody's going to pay them anymore, right? In order to get companies to pay, they need to build trust, right?
Yes, they do. It's all about reputation.
Indeed. But the problem is, not to be a naysayer, they will turn around and invoice for securing the data with advanced encryption. You watch it.
Well, I would if I were them. I mean, they do have a signed NDA agreement from the ethical criminals. So they're swearing that the information will not be shared publicly, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be shared privately, sold on the dark web, you know, that big spider web where the Black Widow sits. She eats her young.
But honest criminals? Are they now charging extra to teach businesses how to secure their data after they broke in?
Right, because they rob you and then they consult for you.
Not a bad business plan.
No, I'm starting to wonder, maybe I shouldn't have gone to college. I should have just done this instead. It's cheaper. Actually, they pay me.
And especially when you submit job proposals for penetration testing, you might as well just do it anyway and almost guarantee a paycheck. My lawyer didn't like that input either.
These are hostage negotiators, right?
This is like a real thing. This happens.
Yes,
These
very
are
much
real things.
real.
Thought process that actually happened.
That's why we're talking about it, because we were so blown away. And so, okay. So, of course, what was it that I was going to say? Oh, yeah. The funny, never mind. Okay. So I read the other day that because it's a pandemic, the ransomware operator said, well, we're not going to hit any hospitals or healthcare systems, but someone forgot to tell.
Oh my God, this is good. So they're being very, very conscious, right? Humanitarian.
And then, right, they have these good conscience, like we're not going to hit any hospitals or anything. Why would you ever do it? Right? Stop.
Actually,
Oh, jerks.
I actually just read just the other day where they did cause a death. They issued an apology. Oh, we're sorry. We didn't realize we were going to cause somebody to die. We're sorry, but not sorry for breaking in.
Oh.
Yeah, and they told them they didn't have to pay the ransom.
Yeah, because they killed that person.
I know.
You don't have to pay us. Sorry, not sorry.
That's actually sad, but it's just a matter of time before it continues.
But there's also a new business that you can get into, legit business, being a negotiator.
Oh.
Holy spaceballs. Does no one else realize what the word criminal means anymore? They are not your friend. They're not your yin to your yang. And all of the pinky promises with pinkies in the world, signed in blood, NDA agreements, doesn't mean they're not going to sell your information once they pay.
Good news, I guess. I thought it was bad news, but this is new jobs now.
I know.
Problem is the
Another
skills
business.
gap, though, is even wider now with these unfilled roles.
What, the Skittles gap? What's Skittles gap?
At the end of the rainbow. That's yours truly, this leprechaun over here, apparently.
Well, we've got green shamrocks, yellow moons, and pink hearts.
And unicorns.
Oh, don't forget the unicorns. That's in the job descriptions.
Yeah.
So Corinne, what do you think? Are you going to apply for some of these jobs now?
I don't know. Do I need to be certified?
I don't know. Probably.
See, that's the thing. You would think my degree would be okay. I have a degree in ransomware.
Okay.
It's called holding my assignments back until I know I'm getting an A. Right?
That's a good one.
That's right.
good.
Yep. And then you could just go into the business and be a negotiator. You can negotiate with them.
I did used to do that.
So what about these codes? Do these people ever actually give the codes?
They do. That's the whole point. They have ethics. It's all about the ethics. Here's their business model. We break into your system. We take your data. We hold it hostage, and we tell you you have to pay us money. But we promise that we're going to give it back if you pay us.
Because you have a signed NDA agreement.
No, not just that. Here's the thing. I heard there's actually a Yelp for ransomware operators. And customers, victims, can go on there and they can leave feedback. And if they don't give you their codes to decrypt that data, well, then who's going to pay them?
No. Oh, so they have a bad customer review. Bad customer review.
That's right.
Customer reviews for them. That's awesome.
So they're no longer victims then, they're customers.
They're customers.
Oh, okay.
Business
I got
model. They're customers.
They broke in, and then they offer to harden their systems for them.
For an extra cost.
Extra cost, but here's the thing. Since they're the ones who know how they harden the system, they can get in and out as much as they want. It's like, guys, you're in or you're out. It can't be both.
But at that point, aren't they just providing the service that these people were not doing? The companies were not doing the service, and now they're doing the service. So I think they're entitled to offer and charge a bill, right? And they have to get in and out because the other people are doing nothing, right?
We don't know that they weren't doing the service. Maybe they were doing the service, but they just weren't doing it all that well.
All right. So are these people now considered to be the ethical hackers of the world?
I mean, if you've got a Yelp review out there,
And they have their code of ethics. They are ethical hackers.
so now they're honest criminals with ethics for breaking in. They're ethical.
So I guess that they give you the keys because it's in their business interest to do so, right?
Right, because the more keys they give back, the more money they make. Because, okay, so they hack Baltimore, and Baltimore gives them the money, and they give Baltimore the keys, so they go to Atlanta. Atlanta's like, oh, well, Baltimore got their keys back. All right, we'll pay you. And it just keeps on going.
I mean, it just rolls downhill.
So I suppose the business need now for these kinds of people are pretty huge, right? Because we're looking at these, I guess, ethical hackers cropping up all the time.
Well, it's a bastardized view of capture the flag.
I wonder if they're going to start putting job applications out there on Indeed. Are they going to start hiring?
That might be what some of these smishing and vishing solicitations are. If you're good at accepting these, they're just job offers. The ones I've clicked on, they work out just fine. They pay pretty well.
Ah.
Do they pay in Lucky Charms?
They do. They do. That's why it's a leprechaun. I'm telling you, there's a reason behind this madness.
A leprechaun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
That's what I do.
So do they have healthcare and retirement benefits?
The healthcare is a little bit iffy.
Oh.
It's a toxic environment. So I'm going to put a good word in.
What about non-compete and anti-poaching agreements?
Non-compete is vicious. It's hard to win those battles off the grid, if you know what I'm saying. Have to consult with those that have greater experience.
Their acceptable use policy must be a real doozy.
So I think that as we get some of these best of these ethical hackers, I'm supposing that the next wave of mergers and acquisitions are going to happen in this space.
Ethical criminals, because there really are ethical hackers, but these are actually ethical criminals.
Okay. So that's a new word now.
Yeah, ethical criminal. Yeah, that word.
Would they be going after some venture capitalists and raising money?
Well, it's at the hyper stage right now, obviously.
I mean, they're raising the money because companies are paying them.
That's my thought. They cut a check faster for ransomware than they do hiring additional personnel.
But
Yeah,
they don't have to check. It comes from their insurer.
Oh, that's the they. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Or
They
the negotiator that negotiates how much they're getting.
It's a key
Yeah.
role.
Sooner or later, insurance companies are going to refuse to pay these things, though. It's not a sustainable business model.
I just wonder how the organization is charged with non-securing the data when it just went through a process of encryption. That would be my defense if it slipped through my fingers. I just got it encrypted, third party. The bill was a little higher than I expected.
There's a lot of overtime.
They're contracted. We don't need any IT, good IT employees. Who needs that? We'll just wait till somebody breaks in. You're hired.
So as in contractors, right?
That's it. That's it.
There you
That's a good
go.
one. That's a good one. I think it's really ridiculous that the university said it was cheaper to pay the ransom.
It probably was. It probably is for them. I mean,
Yeah, but
we'll just wait. We'll just wait. Somebody will break in, and then we can pay them because they'll give us the keys. And not only that, but they'll tell us how to encrypt our data.
There's your pen test
you should
report
be
right
using
there.
blockchain. Think about it. A decentralized system would send exact copies of your data to multiple endpoints. And so if the hackers get into one and or the attackers, excuse me, and they get into one and they think that they've, encrypted your data so you can't reach it, you're like, dude, I've got like 400 copies, so have fun.
Yep, it's guaranteed leakware, even if you pay.
So I suppose that the next wave of cloud services would be in this area also, right? Soon they will be applying for maybe FedRAMP certification and all other types of certifications, right?
You mean the ransomware
Exactly.
operators?
Shouldn't they be? I mean, it's a cloud service, isn't it now?
I mean, because they're ethical criminals. I mean, they should be allowed to certify, and they'll have a business model and
501c3 probably.
They can't be nonprofit. They're only in it for the profit.
But they reinvest.
yeah.
They build playgrounds with that money.
Yeah, there is such
Yes.
a ransomware as a service. So they do have, another platform. Who knew?
All right. Seriously, folks, ransomware has become an existential threat for all types of businesses, large and small, and many small businesses are going out of business. We just wanted to raise consciousness, and we did this in this humorous way. And we hope that people understand that this is not about technology. You really need the people to fix it. They need to be hiring qualified people.
Yeah, because please, pay good people instead of IT criminals.
And be willing to invest in your team, hire emergent talent, and build your security team from the ground up to be what you need for your business.
And good leadership too. Good leadership. Listen to your people and be willing to hire people that are smarter than you.
Yeah, I mean, hiring qualified cybersecurity professionals should never be seen as an expense. I worked in the field for 30 years, and my team was always generating revenue. Cybersecurity is a business driver. I think, Jesse, you had some thoughts also on this.
Sure, not to necessarily take this a different sentimental direction, but I love to goof off. I love to have a good time. This is a very serious subject that we discuss regularly on a public profile, LinkedIn discussions. We did this in a humorous way, but we would just say, in light of recent news, this has become so serious, it is affecting lives now, life and death scenarios. And we do take that seriously. It's why we fight industriously every single day of the week. Even in our off time, we're still apprised of the news. We're still being proactive where we can be. And so we would just want to share a collective thought that we are very considerate of things that are happening, and we're just upping the diligence in our fight for what's right. Even though we joke about criminal behavior, we in no way endorse such. We just try to make a mockery of it and do our due diligence against it. Ransomware over the rainbow.
Ransomware over the rainbow was filmed before a live audience.